Yes, I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please hit subscribe, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. Okay, I want to talk to y'all about how I started out um learning because I knew about God. I knew about Jesus, Father, and Holy Ghost because I learned them when I was young, and I used to go to church all the time when I was young. But as I got older and I started learning more about Jesus, Father, and Holy Ghost through three mentors that taught me more about Jesus, Father, and Holy Ghost, because they was always talking to me about him all the time, because at the time I didn't know I was chosen. I didn't know that God had marked me at the time that I was his daughter. I didn't know. But it's like the three mentors that I had, they knew something. They knew that they didn't know, I don't think they knew that I was chosen, but they knew something because they was preparing me for um God coming towards my way. It was things that they was saying and that they was preparing me for it. But I didn't know, because they would look at me a certain kind of way, and like they was trying to tell me something like, we know that you part of God, and we trying to guide you and help you be ready when God come towards your way. It's like they was preparing me for God. And the three mentors that I had was Jorlene Williker, Joe Osteen, and Tony. I keep forgetting his last name. Brack Tony Gaston. Tony Gaston. If I didn't say your name, your last name right, Tony, forgive me because I forgot your last name. But they was the three people that was helping me, and they was preparing me for my father. They will sit there and I'll be listening to them talking, and I will be, hearing them talk about God and saying things about Jesus, the Holy Ghost. Um, they will be talking about um my father. They be talking about God, like saying things about them and letting me know that God is about to prepare me to do this, that God had got this for me to do, that they was just letting me know that God was preparing me for all of this. They had was prepping me up for it, and they was talking to me about it. And especially Jolene Williker, she was really telling me about God. She was talking to me all the time, and she was letting me know that God had things prepared for me, that things was coming my way, that my life was going to change and it was going to be better. She was preparing me more than any of them was. She was letting me know that things was getting better in my life, that things was going to change. Like she seen it in me, and I didn't know that she saw it, but she saw it in me. She knew that things was going to change in my life. She knew that God was calling on me for something to do on this earth. She knew it. I didn't know she knew, but she knew it. It's like my daddy had sent her to prepare me for this because she knew it. She knew it. And I didn't know how she knew it because she would talk to me, and she'll be listening, and I'll be looking at her like she's literally listening, like she's literally looking at me, talking to me. And I would be looking at her and I would be listening to her, and what she was saying would make a lot of sense. And I would be crying and everything because what she was saying sounds so good. And it would make me, I would be so like overwhelmed to hear the things that she was saying that God had planned for me. I was overwhelmed to hear all of this, and all of this she said came true. It came like she said it was gonna happen. She said that God was preparing me to do work for him. She knew all of this. I didn't know how she knew it, but she knew this. She knew it. She was letting me know that it was coming. And she was telling me that be ready because God God is ready. He's coming. And he's coming. He's coming for you. He want you to follow him, to do work for him. Like she knew this. She wasn't actually she wasn't saying it exactly as I was saying as I'm saying it, but she was saying it in her words as that I was understanding what she was saying, and I was like overwhelmed, like you really like she knew I was a chosen. She knew it. I don't know how she knew it, but she knew that I was chosen. I don't know if she saw it in my eyes or something. I don't know, but she knew it. She knew that I was chosen. She knew it. And she was preparing me for it. She was study talking to me about it. Every time she came on, I would watch her all the time on TV. I would watch her all the time and listen to her like she was only talking to me. It was like she was only talking to me. And she prepared me for it. I was ready. I knew deep down in my heart that I was chosen too. But she made it very clear to me that I was. And Joe Osteen was letting me know too. He was telling me things too. But he was telling me in a way like, he was talking in his way like he usually talk like, things are gonna come, better. How God he do this for his people, he do that for his people. You know how Joe Osteen talk. He talk in a way that he want everybody to know that when God is ready to do something, God gonna do it when he ready to do it. You know, he talk different. All preachers talk different. They don't talk the same. They have their own way of speaking what God gonna do. But it's like they knew it. They knew that big things was coming for me. They kept saying that things was coming in my life, that things was gonna change in my life. They just kept telling me that. And I was like, wow. And it happened. It really did. Things started changing. God came, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like I knew I was chosen, but I didn't know I was God's daughter. That's one thing I didn't know. I knew I was chosen, but I didn't know that I was his daughter. I knew he had I knew he had plans for me, but I didn't know what kind of plans. But it's like Geraldine Williker was trying to tell me the plans that God had for me, but some kind of way I was not listen. I was listening, but I wasn't listening because I was trying to understand what she was saying. But she was trying to get me to like literally understand that God was calling on me, that I was chosen. And that was my three mentors, because Tony, he would talk about God, and he would tell us about things about God and what God say and what God gonna do and all that stuff, and how God don't appreciate certain things and all that, and how God don't like how people um live their life in certain kind of ways and all of that stuff, you know. Because I would watch Tony all the time too. I would listen to him talk all the time too, and they was like preparing me for things that was coming. They was preparing me for it, and I didn't know that they was preparing me, but they was preparing me, and I was like, wow. Because you know what, you got to understand that when the preachers, when they be talking, they know. It's like they know who they talking to. They don't know the name of the person, but they feel the vibe of that person, and they know who they speaking. They know who they speaking of. They just don't know the name of that person, but they know who they speaking to. They know who they speaking to. And when she said certain things, I knew she was speaking to me. Just like when Joe Osteen was talking, I knew he was speaking to me, because he was saying certain things that I knew um that God will that I know that God would say to me that they were saying. I knew God would say that to me. Then God started saying that to me. When they were saying it to me, then God started saying it to me. That's when I knew that they were speaking to me. They was talking to me. Like, y'all be surprised. These preachers, the real preachers that believe in God, God, He gives that. Y'all would not believe the gift that He give them, how they help people. Like they really, really be helping people. They tell people things that actually comes true in their lives. When they tell somebody that something's going to happen in their life, it does. God touch his people in certain kind of ways. That's what he does. The people that he marks, he touched them in a certain kind of way. He give them um things in their mind to say to people. And when they say it and they speak it out. And when they speak it out, it comes out. And when it comes out true. And that's what he does. It's like he channeled all of his people. He channeled all of us. And he helped all of us to say certain things. So when he want his preachers to say something, he channel them and he tells them what to say. And they speak out what God wants them to say. So when God tells them things, they speak it out. And they say it to the people. Because sometimes God will have them to speak out to a certain person and they would know, because sometimes God would give them the name of that person and they would speak that name and say it to that person what's coming for them. They do that. They do that. And that's how you know them are the true um people that God chose, because they speak out things that God wants them to say. And then people come back to them and then tell them that things have happened in their life, that things have changed in their life exactly as they say that what's going to happen, it happens. Because God already be calling on them to tell them what to say. That's why God always want us to be up around 4, around 3, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to talk to him, because that's the time when he giving out the messages that he want us to delay to people. And that's what we do. We get up at a certain time at night and he want us to lay a message. He'll say it to us and then we'll lay that message to the people. And that's what he do to the preachers. That's why the preachers be up. If God wake them up at a certain time at night, they have to get up and then they get on their knees and they pray. And then God tell them what he want them to say. And then after he tell them, sometimes they go back to sleep, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get up and they do their sermon, because it be already in their head what God have said to them, and they got to speak it out. And that's how people that been chosen by God, that's how God worked through his people. He talked through us at night. That's why he tell us to pray at pray to him at a certain time at night, because we can hear him better at that time. So yeah, they was my mentors. They probably didn't know that, but yeah, they was. They probably didn't know they was my mentors, but they was. They guided me. They helped me, and I appreciate everything they done for me. I really did, because I didn't know. I didn't know. They was helping me and they was looking at me and I was looking like, what? Like, who y'all talking to? They was talking to me. And they was literally telling me what God was telling them to tell me. And yeah, it came out the way that God told them to say, because they knew it. They knew something that I didn't know. They knew it, but I didn't. And I'm just grateful for them, you know, being my mentor and guiding me, helping me through certain things, because if it weren't for them, I would have had to just wait on my daddy, you know, to guide me. But he had them, he sent them to guide me. and they guide me a little bit. They help me. So this is what I wanted to speak on and let y'all know that yeah, I had mentors that helped me to get to certain places that I had got to because they was like making sure that I stayed out of, making sure that I wouldn't get myself in situations that I couldn't get myself out of. They was talking to me about that. It was just, talking to me a lot. And I was listening to them. I would turn them on every day and listen to them preach every day. I did. Every time they preach, I would turn them on and listen to them. So yeah, sometimes you can find people that God will send to you and they will help you, and you don't have no idea that God has sent these people to you, and that's what He does. If He want your help, if you praying to God and you asking God to help you, to guide you to somebody that can help you, you know, with your spiritual, to learn about Him, and He will send somebody to help you. He will definitely send somebody to help you. That's if you truly want Him to send somebody to help you. He will do it because He know that you want to learn more about Him. And when He know that you want to learn more about Him, then He will send somebody to help you. And then you like, oh my God. Because you could be one day like watching TV, then all of a sudden, this preacher just come on and start talking to you. And then you like, how she know this? How he know this? It's because God already knew that what was in your heart. He already knew that what you was thinking. And He already prepared that preacher to tell you what he wanted them to say to you, because you already prayed on it that you wanted Him to send somebody to help you, and He already know what you be thinking. He already know what you thinking before you even know what you thinking. So He prepared the preacher for it, and then when He tell the preacher everything what to say, then the preacher will say it to you, what you've been already thinking in your head, but He just have them to speak it out to you. And that's why you be shocked on it, like, oh my God, how they know it? Because He already know what you've been and thought about, what you thinking about. And He just help them to say the words to you. That's what He does. So, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that them was my three mentors, that they helped me out a lot. They really did. And I just want to say that I'm grateful and thankful for them helping me out because they got me here. They started me out, and then God brought me here. So this is what I wanted to say to y'all. Y'all have a good day. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost love you. I love you. The angels, the ancestors, everybody love y'all. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day. And I'll talk to y'all soon.